What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ishmael, aka the African Petrolhead. The African Petrolhead. I hope you heard that over the bike. But I'm here in Melrose Arch, and you joined me at Daytona Direct, which is like a subset of what Daytona does, and they've got some pretty cool used and amazing supercars in there. So why don't we check out some cars? Alrighty, we're gonna kick things off right out here with this 991.1 GT3. You can tell that it's a 991.1 because of the slats here are vertical as compared to the one that has slanted with the 991.2. This is a beautiful example in white. We've got the nice yellow brake calipers with the tire riding, which I'm not exactly a fan of, but that's okay. It works on this car. Ooh, let's have a look on the inside. It's not a manual. Just got the PDK 7-speed dual clutch, 3.8 liter, flat six, naturally aspirated. Really cool car. And then we move on inside where we're greeted by a trio of AMGs. Would you just look at that? Just start from the baby and work our way up. A45S, Mercedes AMG A45S. Each time they've unveiled one of these, it's become the most powerful four-cylinder car in the world. You can tell this is an AMG because of the Panamericana grille or the AMG specific grille with the 15 slats right up front there. It's got a 2-liter turbocharged four-cylinder engine with 421 horsepower. 421 horsepower from a 2-liter engine. Man, that's insane. It's got these Civil multi-spoke wheels, got the red brake calipers, turbo 4matic right on the side there, just to let you know what it is. Can I get in? No, sadly not. But it's got a lacquer interior. Oh my gosh. Everything kind of like changed for Mercedes when they unveiled this car. Oh, nice lacquer looking hatchback, second generation now. There's a lower tier A45 as well as just an A35, you know, to do battle with the likes of the M140i as well as the Audi S3. Really nice piece of kit. And then we'll move on up a little bit to this Mercedes AMG Sl63. Would you just look at it? This is actually a facelift of the last version of one of these that we saw, because alrighty, so we were interrupted by the A12 Superfast. Probably wants some of my attention. But anyway, so yeah, here it is. This is the last Mercedes SL that came out. Obviously now it's kind of stopped, but they're hoping to revamp it in the near future. And Mercedes AMG is actually going to build this. It's not going to be a standard Mercedes SL, Mercedes-Benz SL, but instead it's going to be sold as a Mercedes AMG SL. And I cannot wait for that to come out. I've seen some spy shots. I might just pop those on the screen for you guys to see. But yeah, 5.5 liter twin turbocharged V8, roughly 410 kilowatts, and it was just a beast. I love this facelift because the previous version wasn't exactly much of a looker, but this works. This really does work. Hard top, folding roof, retractable hard top, really cool car, and it came out with some pretty awesome technologies as well. So right underneath there, I'm not sure if it's a standard feature, but right underneath there's something called the air scarf. So what it does, because it's a convertible, you're bound to get cold, but they've integrated something in there known as air scarf, where it blows warm air behind your head and on your neck. I mean, how cool is that? It's the small things that count. Obviously the car's a little outdated, yeah, like 2014, 2015 thereabout, I would say. But other than that, it is a seriously cool piece of kit. I cannot wait for the new one that's going to come out. And then we go to the daddy, the very first independently made AMG car, the Sls Amg Roadster. And would you just look at it? Oh my gosh, this car. So obviously it's based on so it's a spiritual successor to the 300 SL Gullwing, but this is in Roadster form. And when it came out, like yeah, I immediately fell in love with it. I remember watching some videos on this online, especially on Top Gear when Jeremy Clarkson drove it through the United States. I fell in love immediately. It's got a 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8 engine with 420 kilowatts. I mean, it's insane. It says 6.3 there, but the actual displacement is 6,208 cubic centimeters, which obviously 6.3 is just a nod to cars of old and the history of Mercedes AMG. But this thing is insane. M159 as the engine is known internally at Mercedes. And man, oh man, they don't make them like this anymore. Sure, the interior is a little outdated, but other than that, the noise this car makes, oh my word. And in convertible form, I mean, what more do you need? This car came out at the same time as the 458, and they actually share a gearbox, just in slightly different iterations. So the gearbox was made by Getrag. I hope I'm saying that right. Getrag, Getrag, one of the two. But yes, they made the gearbox, and it's the same gearbox that Getrag made for the 458 Italia back in the early 2000s, like 2009, 2010, so mid 2000s. But absolutely epic car. I would do, like I don't know what I would do. I would want to own this car. Like I would want to buy something like this. I mean, just look at it. Timeless. And they don't make naturally aspirated engines anymore. So, really cool car, really cool car. Probably going for like 2.8 to 3.5 million rand, I would say. Absolutely insane piece of car. Oh, love it so much. Continuing the mix on the Mercedes spectrum, we've got a Mercedes Maybach. I believe this is an S580, given that it's the facelift of the W222. Let's see, is it a 600 or 560? Yes. So I think the 560 replaced the 600, I believe, for this generation. So based on a standard Mercedes S-Class, they made the Mercedes Maybach S-Class, which is even a more luxurious iteration of the standard and already opulent Mercedes S-Class. You can tell this is a facelift by these three lines in the headlamps. I've got Maybach badges all over. There's a lot of chrome just to denote that it's not your standard Mercedes S-Class. Actually, it's interesting because when this came out, when the S-Class debuted, I think 2013, 2014, they said they're going to make 7 different body types of it. So you obviously get your standard wheelbase, your long wheelbase, and extra long wheelbase, along with 2 coupes. And Mercedes actually promised that they were going to make a 4-door convertible. So way back in the day, I think 2007, they made something known as the Ocean Drive concept, which was a 4-door example of an S-Class. And I thought we were going to see it in this generation, but that did not happen. So, Mercedes, want some answers there. But the S-Class has always been a head turner. Like each time Mercedes drops the S-Class, the world literally stops. This time around, there's a new Mercedes S-Class, codenamed W223, and it's got an amazing array of technologies. However, obviously it was unveiled during the pandemic on the 2nd of September 2020, so not much could be done, but I still think they made a decent attempt at making it, you know, a world event. Unfortunately, this example is locked, but if we are to speak about the engine, I think the 560, it doesn't have a V12 because I don't see any V12 badges around it. So you could still utilize the 4-liter twin-turbo V8 in this. I'm just not sure if this completely replaced the 600. I think this replaced the 500, and then the 600 was replaced by the S650, which has a V12. This has a V8, if I am not mistaken. I hope I am correct. But yeah, absolutely amazing car. So this is meant to do battle with the likes of the Rolls Royce. Casual Aston Martin DB11 AMR, 630 horses just screaming about outside. We like that. But anyway, back to the Mercedes. It's obviously meant to do battle with the likes of the Rolls Royce Phantom, Bentley Flying Spur, and then now defunct Mulsanne, which is no longer in production. Now the Flying Spur has become the flagship. So absolutely epic car. Cannot wait to see what they do in the next generation. And it's so sad because now Mercedes AMG will no longer make a V12 engine car. But however, the V12 engine will live in the Maybach examples of Mercedes. So, which is really sad. And I got to a point where I was starting to love the V12 AMG sound. Like, I don't know why, for a long time I just wasn't paying attention to it. Only when it was about to like go out of production did I start, to appreciate it a bit more. But hey, this is where the world's going. We're going electric, hybrid, and all that sort of thing. So we gotta move with the times or pretty much face extinction. So yeah, Mercedes Maybach S560. We've got an Audi Q8 here. It looks massive. Oh my gosh, when you see pictures, it doesn't really do it justice. It's very, very massive. This coupe-like SUV market that just started. Oh my gosh, I don't know when. Like, it's insane because SUVs are selling like hotcakes right now. It's completely crazy. It's unbelievable. I mean, with all new car sales, 50% of them attributing to SUVs. So 50% of all new car sales are SUVs. So it's no surprise that all manufacturers want to hop on it and yeah, make a statement for themselves and make the SUV of their own. This is part of the VW group, so it shares a platform with the Lamborghini Urus, Bentley Bentayga, Porsche Cayenne, and the like. But still a cool car. The RS Q8, which is even the hot version, the 4-liter twin turbocharged V8, 600 horsepower, 441 kilowatts, is probably the fastest SUV around the Nürburgring, which is a track in Germany where a lot of these manufacturers go and just blast around and try and get the best lap times. So absolutely cool car, do not discredit it. It looks discreet here, but it is potent. Then we move to the daddy, one of my favorites, Mercedes AMG G63. This looks like an Edition 463 because of the side decals, as you can see on the side here. It's absolutely insane. It's got the 5.5 liter twin turbo V8 with 420 kilowatts, I believe, somewhere there. Absolutely cool car. 5.5 seconds 0 to 100. The newer model, which is right next to it, actually does it in almost a full second quicker, like 4.5. So this is 5.4, 4.5. Absolutely crazy. A 5.5 liter V8, twin turbocharged as well. It's a bit of a box, but I mean, if something has been in production for the last 40 years, clearly it demands our attention, right? It really does. And I like this, that, you know, the old one is right next to the new one, and they've made subtle changes, but it still remains true to what it is. I mean, it's still boxy-ish, but just a bit better. So this newer version is longer, wider, and taller than this one. As you can see, look at that. It's definitely taller. As you can look at the tops there, here, even the lights, if you compare the lights there and there, those are much higher. And you can tell actually the differences that they've actually made. So obviously the grille has changed from that double twin thingy over there to now a Panamericana type grille. The lights have been upgraded. These top lights are now mounted there. They're fixed, so you can remove them, because the problem with this was people were stealing these, unfortunately. It's so sad. But one of the major downgrades was the engine. It dropped in displacement from a 5.5 liter twin turbo V8 to a 4 liter twin turbocharged V8. And I think power really hasn't changed much. This has 430 kilowatts. That had 420 or so. So you gain a bit more power. I'm pretty sure the torque also went up a little bit. I think it's got 850 Newton meters, if I'm not mistaken. The new one. This is a 2021 in the satin gray. I think it's the Zinio selenite gray, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, there is the price, 4.15 million rand, and it's only done 95 kilometers. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for a G-Wagon, there's one right here waiting for y'all. Oh man, that is dope. And then we have a slightly different iteration here in the form of a G400D. This looks like it's ready to take on the desert, like literally. Wow, like it's got modifications, it's got these rugged wheels. Oh man, and it's a diesel. 2020, 3.45 million. It's only done 14,000 kilometers. Oh my gosh, it's got a roof stuffle there, roof rake. Look at that tire. Look how massive it is. My gosh. G400D, so it's a diesel. Probably a 3 liter turbocharged straight 6. Oh man, it's crazy. I like how it still hasn't changed much. That is pretty dope. And then we move to one of these Maserati. As you can see, I've got the Maserati thingy here. I have a little love affair with Maserati. Yeah, we've got a Gran Turismo, which has been around for like forever. It's been around and in production since 2007. So it is, you can tell that it has aged quite a bit. But the V8 that comes, that's the sound that comes out of the V8 in this car. Ooh, sorry. I'm gonna disrupt normal. Oh my gosh. Audi TT. Sounds amazing. Anyway, back to the Gran Turismo. 4.7 liter V8, roughly 331 kilowatts. It produces something similar to what the current M3, outgoing M3 produces. Maserati Gran Turismo Sport. I think this is a slightly detuned version of the MC Stradale. I actually watched a video on this, but it's been in production for the last 13, 14 years, so it's getting a little bit old. Ooh, that is loud. But anyway, yeah, but it's still amazing. Amazing sounding V8. I want one of these. The future of Maserati might not have a naturally aspirated V8, but this is definitely worth the money. Let's have a look at the price tag. It's a 2018 model, 10,000 Ks, and it's going for 1.9. Who knows? Ooh, are we going to start it up? Looks like the SLS is going to be started up. SLS. Dave, you going to start it up? See what I mean? The V8 in there is absolutely amazing. Oh my goodness, did you hear that? Cold start. Oh, oh, we love the SLS. We love the SLS. We like that. We like that. I think having these two close to each other is probably the best sounding V8 cars Well, at least to me. Mercedes AMG naturally aspirated V8 and the Maserati naturally aspirated V8. Probably the best sounding V8s. Plus, you just add in a SVR, Range Rover Jaguar Land Rover Supercars V8. That also sounds quite amazing. But yeah, there you have it. Start from the Sls Roadster. Bonus right there. Then we move on down the line to Ferrari's 812 Superfast. The Super GT from Ferrari. I mean, would you just look at it? GT standing for Gran Turismo. The idea behind it is to have something that is luxurious, comfortable, and very powerful that's meant to drive you on long distances. So this is Ferrari's GT car, a Super GT with the Portofino M being like, you know, a standard GT and nothing standard about it. So this has a 6.5 liter naturally aspirated V12 with 800 PS. That's what the name actually means. The 8 in 812 Superfast is for 800. Oh man, they keep cutting that thing on. Oh, I'm gonna die. But anyway, the 8 in 812 Superfast actually denotes the horsepower. And then the 12 is for the number of cylinders that it has. Absolutely epic car. We like that. Then we move on to the back to another SUV corner, the GLS. This was before it became the GLS. The facelift of this became the GLS so that it could just be in line with the whole nomenclature of Mercedes. GLS being the S-class of SUVs. GLE representing the E-class family, GLC representing the C-class family, and yeah, GL63 AMG with a 5.5 liter twin turbocharged V8 producing what, they had like 410 kilowatts roughly, if I'm not mistaken. So there you have it, 5.5 liter. We have a Bmw X6m. Ooh, it's a previous generation actually. We like that. I believe BMW actually started this whole market segment. Whoa, what is that? BMW actually started that whole market segment with us, and they called it a sports activity vehicle when the first X6 came out. So they basically initiated this whole coupe-like form of SUV, and I think they're still doing a pretty good job. The new one is pretty crazy. You can actually drift it, so that's crazy. Whoa. 4.4 liter twin turbocharged V8, 423 kilowatts, 412, 423, depending on if it's competition or non-competition package. Hope you guys can hear me. That was a GT3. We like that. We like that. And then we've got a GLE that's been tuned by Luma. I mean, how crazy is that? Did I show you guys the price of this thing? You need to have a look at this. Look at that. 900,000 Rand, 38,000 Ks, Mercedes GLE GL63. We have a GLE coupe that's been slightly modified by Luma. So it's got the flared wheel arches, you've got a new set of tires, you've got a whole change, they've got Luma badges, CLR G800. So that's definitely the horsepower that the car's making. You've got a massive rake up front here. Move on to the back. Oh man, you got these side grills. There's a lot of changes that this car just go through. Oh my word, would you just look at it, look at that thing. I believe this was based on the GLE 63S, because it's got the 4 tailpipes. And those are proper exhausts. You see proper exhausts popping out there. Really cool car. Got a nice diffuser with the red accents. And then we move on to one of my favorites, the Cayenne Coupe. I love this thing. In GTS, guys, I think it is absolutely bang on for the money. I actually spec'd one of these just a few days ago, and I'll probably pop some pictures of it in this video so you can see what I would spec mine. I believe this color is crayon or chalk in certain markets. I might not go for these turbo wheels, but obviously you'll see my spec, yellow brake calipers, maybe some yellow stitching on the inside, but I'll pop my ideal spec of this car in the video. And then we've got a standard 911 991.1 GTS, so really epic, really epic. And that is pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're ever on the market for a used supercar, please check out Daytona Direct. I'll pop all their links in the description below. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you later.